Spider-Man.
SpiderMan!
Does it even stay on the screen anymore? How's it going, everybody? I'm Alex, aka Archie.
And I'm Jennifer.
And we're here to talk about SpiderMan. We're specifically talk about Far From Home because that recently came out and everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, so so first things first, did we like it?
Yes.
Oh my god, yes. I loved it so much. In fact, I loved it so much, I got a bucket.
You got a bucket.
I got a drink too, but that's less dramatic.
Yeah.
So
Bucket's fun. I want the bucket.
you want the bucket?
I'm gonna hold the bucket.
Yeah, you're gonna hold the bucket. And yeah, and anyway, yeah, that's essentially it. We really loved the movie. The story was fun. The characters were great. The actors were really great in it as well. And yeah, it's actually one of my most favorite Spider-Man movies. Second only to Into the Spider-Verse. That's pretty much the only one, because
that one's definitely my favorite too.
yeah, it's just beautiful.
I love Spider-Gwen.
Spider-Gwen's great, and so is Miles. That's why I wore the suit.
Yay.
I mean, also because I don't have a Far From Home suit yet.
That's
So,
okay.
yeah, but I will later on. So we're just gonna get into it then, because yeah, so that's just our general thoughts on it. So now we're going into spoilers.
Oh,
Yeah,
spoilers.
because I kind of feel like really getting into reviewing this movie just requires us to talk about certain scenes.
That's true. That's
So,
very true.
Yeah, I think that'll be good. And then after that, we'll share what we would like in the next movie, possibly. I think that'll be a good idea.
Plan.
Okay, great. So first things first. Spoilers now, just here on the screen. Yeah, first things.
Bye.
Bye. First things first. So Mysterio being the bad guy.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Jake Gyllenhaal makes such a good bad guy. I'm happy.
Yeah, he did an incredible job. I mean, first things first. I mean, if you were a spy, if you know like the Rogues Gallery of Spider-Man, you kind of.
I sure don't.
Well, I kind of feel like you already knew that he was a bad guy too.
Yeah, because you told me.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Just generally, if you knew, you know what's gonna happen. He's eventually just gonna. He just illusions everything, and he's very dramatic, as exactly Mysterio should be.
Yeah.
So, I thought that was beautiful, and the way they did it, because in the comic books, he's like a movie effects artist that just kind of just got done with everything, and then decided to go into life of crime. He was actually a person that used to work for Tony Stark, because unfortunately that tends to be a frequent thing in the MCU.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so he's disgruntled, and he has a whole cast of other disgruntled Stark workers. And they decided to get into this thing. Stark's gone, so that's also spoiler for Endgame. But I'm assuming you saw that already.
Don't assume that a lot of people haven't seen that, but...
Oh, fair enough. So, Endgame, Tony dies, Iron Man's gone, and this is 8 months after Endgame, basically. So, a decent amount has happened. It's apparently 2024. I'm not going to get used to that.
Yeah, right? It's the future.
Yep, it is technically 5 years into the future. And yeah, it's a summer break. Peter is going out. He's trying to take a break from school, from being Spider-Man, because this whole movie is also about him kind of just dealing with that, and also dealing with the whole idea of responsibility. And I don't know, my favorite thing about that is that he really kind of comes into his own.
I agree.
Yeah.
I definitely agree.
Like, the whole deal is people asking him, what are you going to do? Are you the next Iron Man?
Mm-hmm.
Are you the biggest Avenger? It's him realizing, kind of figuring out who Spider-Man is, who he wants him to be.
Exactly.
And it also is symbolized in his suit, which one of my favorites. Like I need to get that Far From Home suit.
Mm-hmm.
He does make that suit, the red and black one. That's him. That's his suit. He makes it.
I love it.
And I kind of feel like that's a good signification, especially considering the fact that when he makes it, he does it with the idea of taking down Mysterio.
Mm-hmm.
Like he plans out what he needs to do. So it's him using his brain as much as his abilities.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty rad.
That was really cool.
So I'm pretty happy about that. Yeah, just getting into characters. MJ, oh my God, I love MJ in this one.
She's so great.
Oh.
I mean, the last one, I was just like, oh my gosh, MJ. I loved her so much, and just knowing that she'd play an even greater role in this upcoming one was so exciting. And she's just such a good character.
Yep, I totally agree.
Like, she holds her own, she's sassy, but she's also insecure in her own ways, and that's really nice too. It humanizes her.
Oh yeah.
She's just a really great character all around.
Absolutely. And I gotta say, I love their dynamic between her and Peter.
It's so awkward and like so good. I love it so much.
It's so great. But on the flip side of another relationship in the movie, Ned and Betty.
That's honestly just such a fun relationship, honestly.
It's so, oh god, because they're just so into it, and then at the end they're done.
It's like one of those things where like obviously none of that plot was surprising in any way. Like the second you see it coming, you just know exactly how it's gonna play out. But it's just hilarious all the way through, and that is to me a really good subplot for a summer blockbuster.
Oh yeah, I agree. And then there's also Nick Fury. He's kind of the one they chose for the MCU to be part of this movie.
Yeah.
Mainly. And I don't know. You know what's funny? When I first saw it, it was originally going to be kind of an issue I had that he was very out of character. Turns out he wasn't. Because in a secret ending, and I know I'm kind of jumping around right now, but I kind of just feel like, because to talk about his character, I kind of feel like that we kind of need to say it. He's not Nick Fury.
Yeah.
He's Talos from Captain Marvel.
So what point did you figure it out that there was something off about this Nick Fury?
Oh, that he immediately trusts Mysterio.
Yeah.
Like, he's just totally in. And I'm like, that does not fit his MO. He would absolutely question everything. And like, with that, and then not realizing, it's basically when we the audience, or when Peter generally realizes Mysterio's fake, you're just like, wait, why hasn't Nick figured this out yet?
It's so true.
So that's pretty much where I was like, So when we realized it was Talos and his wife that were covering for Nick Fury and Agent Hill, you're like, oh.
I just thought that was so creative.
That's great.
It was so fun. And I mean, the whole film, again, is dealing with these ideas of deception and nothing is what it seems, and people are lying to each other and deceiving each other, and, you know, ultimately to have that in there was kind of just a fun play on the whole serious theme of it, you know.
Absolutely right.
Putting a lighter twist on the heaviness of that main theme.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, because that's the whole thing. It's hard to trust generally everything, because that's the thing. Mysterio is, frankly, just that good at faking out.
Exactly.
That's his whole deal. And again, this movie does what Homecoming did, make generally kind of a C-list Spider-Man bad guy generally kind of intimidating. Though, I'd say in a different way. Because Vulture is like, he's just an intimidating presence generally.
Yeah.
Mysterio is what he does, what he can do.
Exactly. His capabilities.
Exactly.
And I just think, I really liked it, especially because I don't know Spider-Man lore very much. I don't think I'd ever watched, played, interacted with read any Mysterio content. So to me, he was complete mystery. I had absolutely no clue. I knew that he was, into trickery. I knew he was into deception, but that was literally everything I knew. So this was just really fun to watch that play out.
Is Mysterio in here?
Is he even there?
Is he in there?
Is he in there?
Is he? I don't think so. I think Vulture's in here.
Oh my god. That's really sad he's not there.
Or is he? To kind of go into the ending, because that's kind of like one of the big things to talk about. Is he dead?
No. I'm calling it. I don't think he's dead.
Yeah, I don't think he's dead either. Because we saw it like twice, and then you and I both were like trying to see whether or not, like it was confirmed that he was gone, that that there was no way to question whether or not he's done.
Yeah, no, it's like, it's kind of like that soap opera logic. Like, if you see them, carry the body to the morgue and, put that same body in the casket and put that body underground, then yeah, he's gone. He's never coming back. But if you don't see any of that stuff, they're leaving it open. They're leaving the possibility open. Granted, he may never come back. I think he will.
I think he probably could, because they're pretty easily setting up the Sinister Six.
Yeah.
They definitely, that was one of the secret endings for Homecoming. So I kind of feel like there's definitely a chance that he may come back, because I'd imagine his trickery, he probably knows how to fake out beyond just like holograms.
Exactly.
So I'm pretty sure there's definitely a chance that he may come back in some way, shape, or form. Especially considering. Should we talk about other things on the ending, or should we just get into like the secret ending?
Up to you.
I'm trying to think. What else should we talk about before getting into that?
I'll go into that. We're there.
Yeah, we're pretty much there. Okay, so obviously, main ending, Mysterio's done, Peter gets the girl, they do the swing. I do have one more thing.
I think MJ gets her man, is what you meant to say.
MJ does get her man.
She worked very hard to get her man.
That's very true. But Peter worked hard too.
That's
He
true.
had a plan that almost entirely didn't work.
Yes, but he did get her the Black Dahlia necklace.
Yep.
Like the murder.
Like the murder.
That's so horrible. That's really just so horrible.
I just love because she's just wonderfully morbid.
Yeah. When they're swinging around, and MJ has the same reaction I would, which is, put me down.
Yeah.
Relatable content.
Oh, totally. But that's actually one of the best parts. So we haven't really seen this Spider-Man really swing around Manhattan all that much.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
this was actually the first time we got to see that, and he's still a kid. He's still texting around.
Yeah.
It's actually one of my favorite things, seeing him having just fun swinging around. And then he takes a picture, like a selfie, which I'm pretty sure was a nod to Spider-Man PS4.
Oh yeah,
And
that's
I
true.
love that so much. But yeah, getting into the MJ thing, they've always romanticized the whole swinging around New York City, those two together. Peter has spider powers. So, he has the equilibrium, the super strength. He can handle that no problem. MJ doesn't.
Yeah.
So, probably would be horrifying for her, especially for her first time, where she's not even close to being used to it yet.
Yeah.
So, I know she even said that never again. But like, in case there's some sort of bad thing going on, that might have to be a pretty quick getaway.
That's true.
But that was pretty fun. I love that ending. But that goes into a secret ending. So the secret ending. I'm just gonna get into the main part. J. Jonah Jameson's back, and it's played by J.K. Simmons, the man that played Jameson in the original Raimi trilogy.
Yes.
When we went to the original showing, everyone screamed at that.
Yep, I almost missed what he said. Everybody was just screaming so loud. It was that good.
It was just golden. Like, the first thing, I did not expect that they would be able to actually even be in the MCU at this point. Because,
it's true. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been well over a decade.
Yeah.
Well, 11 years. And we've seen no newspaper of the Daily Bugle at all. So we were like, okay, especially because, and they didn't get the rights to have Spider-Man in there for a while. So we're like, okay, the Daily Bugle just doesn't exist.
Yep.
But what they decided to do for it was make it an internet show.
A conspiracy show.
Yep. But very similar to ones you know.
Ones that the YouTube algorithm has probably suggested you at certain points.
Probably.
But don't click. Dangerous click.
Anyway, so with exactly how J. Jonah Jameson is, because he more or less is basically that, there you go. That's how the Daily Bugle shows up. He is a controversial internet show and a personality spouting off controversies of the MCU. He probably focused a lot on Spider-Man, and this was his golden ticket.
Yeah.
Essentially. So we saw him in his beauty, yelling to the screen on Madison Square Garden about how Spider-Man caused a lot of death in London and killed Mysterio, the greatest villain of all time.
Yeah.
It shows up.
Hero of all time. You said greatest villain of all time.
Right. Greatest.
Interesting. So do you think Mysterio is one of the greatest villains of the MCU?
Oh God. I definitely think he's one of the great. He's definitely one of the best. The thing is, especially Phase 3 onwards, they've been just really good at their villains.
It's true.
So like.
It's true, but he honestly might be my favorite, and I know it's soon to call.
But like he's also because he's fun to look at.
Yeah.
That's kind of the thing. He's just really fun. I'm not gonna lie. So far, the MCU Spider-Man movies have had two of the best because I definitely love the complexity of Vulture, and I just love kind of just the drama and enjoyment of Mysterio.
Yeah.
It's not like there's no complication to it. He just he feels like he wants to get what he deserves, and he's gonna get it.
Yeah, he's a piece of trash, but he's a fun piece of trash to watch.
Exactly. So, so when he decides one of his contingency plans is this video framing Spider-Man for death that I'm not even entirely sure happened because I kind of feel like
he died. So.
Well, yeah, he didn't die, and I'm pretty sure not many people in London died either.
True, but I don't think they blamed him for that. I think they had they just said Mysterio.
No, they because remember he also implied him that he put an execution order that all the drones went in.
Mm-hmm.
So all that crazy stuff, and then the big drop was that he revealed exactly who Spider-Man is.
What? Never everybody knows.
Now everyone knows that Peter Parker is Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing I noticed, and I told you about this, is that it kind of looked like he was bothered about being framed for murder, mass murder.
Yeah.
But it was when his identity got released that he legit freaked out.
Yeah. Well, because and we were talking about it. I guess if he needed to, he could technically retire the Spider-Man persona. It would hurt him. It would make him sad, but it's possible. He could live the next 5 years as Peter Parker and, just pretend to be Night Monkey here and there until when he really needs to get something done. But just lay low for a while and potentially forever retire Spider-Man. But he can't retire Peter Parker. Yeah. He is Peter Parker. He can't take that mask off.
Yeah, so that's definitely an issue.
So he's in trouble.
Yep, a lot of trouble. So that generally just makes me, that alone has me so pumped for Spider-Man 3.
Spider-Man. It's just so strange to hear you say Spider-Man 3.
Yeah, because
I think of a different movie with Spider-Man 3, and it's quite a movie.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. But MCU Spider-Man 3, probably SpiderMan Homeless, is... that one I'm really excited about because, we really haven't seen, it's a thing that's happened in the comics a lot. He gets framed for something he didn't do, usually by Mysterio, and his identity gets outed. So to see that come in a movie, we haven't actually really seen that.
True.
So that's actually pretty exciting to see. I don't know how that's going to go. I know they've mentioned, okay, no, that's speculating for what we want for the third one. But I'm just excited about the third. This... A secret ending. A, these are actually two of my most favorite secret endings ever. And B, I've been excited about sequels before in the MCU. That everyone was pining and also panic and hyperventilating between Infinity War and Endgame. But to be excited so much to see what comes next.
Yeah.
I am so pumped for Spider-Man, for whatever the next Spider-Man movie is going to be. And
definitely agree.
That's
agree.
So I'm very excited about that. All right, so pretty much talked about all the crazy spoilers going on. So now I guess it would be what we want in Spider-Man 3.
More romance.
Yes.
But, I just kind of want to see MJ and Peter's relationship develop and, all of the fun that'll come along with that. I want to see them try to face this future that's now full of uncertainty together. I think that could be a really fun and rewarding plot for a movie.
That's really nice. I really like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely would like to see some more involvement on that relationship. I've also seen, because people expect, the director said he wanted Craven. The guy that played Kingpin in Daredevil mentioned how it would be interesting for him to show up as well. So generally, I do feel like that could be a very interesting thing to see. Say if there's a possible chance that Peter somehow is able to clear his name and Spider-Man's name somehow in between these movies. J. Jonah Jameson in the comic books has absolutely ordered a hit on Spider-Man a few times.
Ew.
So I would not hold it against him in this one. I wouldn't see it being impossible that he would try and order a hit on this Spider-Man if the story that has his name out there is proven false. Is I want to take down Spider-Man.
Yeah, but he doesn't even... But here's the thing, in the age of the internet, he doesn't technically need to order a hit. He could just rile up his fan base and let one of them take the bait, But
what would be a good hitman? A hunter. And a hunter? Craven.
Hey.
Craven could also be under the guise of Kingpin. And on that note, I don't know, Peter could use a lawyer. And there's been someone that's been after Kingpin, wears red, is blind, knows law, probably knows who Peter is already by just smelling him. But yeah, I would like Daredevil to be in it.
That's
I'm not
fair.
gonna lie. That's basically what I'm getting at.
That one's tough for me because that means I'd actually have to watch television. And
Well,
that's a lot of work.
I don't know about that. I feel like the MCU would know well enough to introduce the character of Daredevil, but not require you to know fully what he is.
Okay.
Probably use some of the movie to introduce him and
that's fair.
his
That's fair.
basis, because they're not going to expect everyone that watches the MCU movies to watch Netflix as well.
It's a lot of television.
Yeah, it would be a lot. It would be a lot of television. But I feel like there's a chance to introduce him and all the other characters too, in a way, shape, or form where people can just watch the movies and not have to, know what's going on, to kind of pick it up. And I kind of feel like Daredevil could be a good kind of start on that, and I kind of feel like would just make a decent dynamic for Peter, because in the Netflix shows he is trying to figure out how to juggle both Matt Murdock and Daredevil.
Okay.
So in a story where it could very well just surround his identity now. That might be a very big meaning? Aspects. That's a good one. Aspect's a good word for the next Spider-Man movie. So I feel like that could to have someone to mentor Peter in the sense of identity might be pretty neat.
Maybe.
You know?
Good word.
Yeah. But that's pretty much about it. Do you have anything?
Fair. I guess the high school dynamic has been something I liked about this series. So now that, Peter's been jeopardized, like, I kind of hope he can still go to high school. Like, I kind of hope we can still see a lot of these high school characters, because I really like following Flash Mob.
Flash Mob.
Like, comment, subscribe. And,
also what you said.
That's bad.
Sorry.
I mean, obviously Ned and MJ will be back, but I mean, it's just been nice seeing, I don't know, Peter as a kid.
Yeah.
And, like, as a teen, and seeing that dynamic. So, I don't know, I kind of hope they still have that even with this strange new world afoot.
True. And it could just mean other things. Like, there might just be rumors about Peter. Flash's crush on Spider-Man just, is kind of blown wide open, since the person he kind of hates is also Spider-Man. So.
The drama, the heartache. Come back for Spider-Man 3.
Yep. Pretty much it. Stay tuned. To be continued. It's a very much comic book to be continued.
Yeah, right.
So I'm pretty excited about that. So yeah. Do you have anything else?
No, I think that's really it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. So what do you guys think of the movie? Is this one of your favorite Spider-Man movies? If not the favorite one, or are there reasons why you weren't too much of a fan of this? Please let us know in the comments. Otherwise, if you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, like she said before.
Hey.
With the Flash Mob. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, everybody. And fade out to this. You're great.